I have a question on one of my videos where I was talking about 3 things you should never, ever, ever say or do in relationship to a narcissistic person. I'm going to go ahead and read it and I'm going to answer it. Also, link to this video is that video for anyone who hasn't had a chance to see it. Let's get into it, shall we? If we are in a healthy relationship, how do we navigate it with a narc parent? Just do not introduce them? If you can help it, don't introduce them. And I shouldn't be laughing, but you know, if you can insulate that person and continue to grow that relationship, that's probably in your best interest. You're not indicating to me here whether or not this is someone who's a romantic relationship that might grow, you know, and become your partner sort of thing, or if it's just a friendship. At the end of the day, though, if it's a healthy relationship, then that means to me that you're safe, seen, and cherished, right? That it's reciprocal and that's the value that it has. Before introducing them to that narcissistic parent, maybe there's a dinner everybody's going to be at, that sort of thing, and you can't insulate and protect that relationship that way. Let them know a little bit of the 411 and what the strife is with that parent. Because if it's a healthy relationship, it's safe, there's no reason not to. So that way you take away that narcissistic parent's power. Like if it were me now and I was in a relationship with my mother, I just got chills. I'm so creeped out. Wouldn't happen. Anyway, I'm feeling spicy today because I've been watching estranged parent content and it really like triggers the bejeebers out of me. And I'm doing it for content creation, you know, to shed a light on certain patterns of behavior and things. So I'm kind of like a little bit, I'm just spicy. I'm just spicy today. If I were in a relationship with my sociopath narcissist mother and bringing someone around to that because I couldn't not, because I'd rather not, I would let them know. I'd say, you know, I've had a very tumultuous upbringing with my mother. And she really likes to paint me in a light like there was something wrong with me as a child, as an adult. And she works very hard to sabotage my life and my relationships. And so I just want you to know that ahead of time. And I ask that if, and rather when she tries to like make little comments or smears against me, you don't engage in it, or maybe just walk away from her in that moment for my own comfort and safety. Because again, I'm not going to bring somebody around my mother that I don't have 100,000 bajillion% faith in. And if they're able to be swayed by my mother, I can accept they're not for me at that point. You know, that's the other part of it. These relationships that narcissistic parents work overtime to sabotage, if they're really strong and healthy, it shouldn't be able to happen. They should have the kind of lens that recognizes, at a minimum, that a mother puts cover over her children, right? That a mother protects her children. That a mother who speaks poorly of their children, particularly to someone who is caring for their child, is a sick and twisted individual, right? And when I say child, I mean adult child, and I mean teenage child, and I mean child. All of the above. Thank you so much for the question, and thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Anybody else have any questions or thoughts or input to help Nancy Drew, whose name I love so much, and I recognize that you've been with me for a really long time, and I very much appreciate you. Anybody else who has any comments or input to share or personal experiences, I would really appreciate you leaving it in the comment section. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you soon.